TCS cooling. The TCS cooling approach is based on the fact that the TCS heaters employ radiant heat, rather than conduction, to heat the melt, and as such, the heating elements are not in contact with the barrel. This creates a gap between TCS and the barrel. The TCS cooling system pulls air through that gap to remove the heat and exhaust it where desired. To facilitate airflow, cooling channels are cut into the TCS sections, and cooling rings are added to both ends of a TCS system to both allow ambient air in and to exhaust the hot air out. The cool TCS system then consists of the TCS sections, the cooling rings just referenced, ducting, and a blower. It is important to note that the blower is configured to pull the air rather than push it. Pulling the air through the system allows the hot exhaust air to be directed as desired. These images show cold air being pulled in through the cooling ring, over the hot barrel, through the cooling channels, and then out through a second cooling ring, being pulled by the blower and exhausted where desired. The TCS system kit for a cool system includes the barrel hose adapters and a strap to secure the adapter to the barrel, as well as TCS sections with cooling channels to allow air movement along the length of the barrel, and also cooling rings. Notice that the cooling rings may be single port, which are typically used for air outlet, or double port, which are typically used for air inlet. TCS blowers are usually purchased with the kit, and the specifications for the blowers are as follows. Hoses are also typically purchased with the kit, but note that they must be ordered separately so proper lengths can be selected based on the installation. Also note that both the blower inlet and blower outlet hoses are available, but they are not identical in diameter. It is also important to note that a structural support for the blower should be fabricated prior to installation of the TCS kit. Guidelines for positioning the blower are provided in the installation instructions, and subsequent steps detailing kit installation assume that the blowers are in place and electrically connected. The kit also contains drawings showing all the technical performance specifications of the system, as well as physical layout, straps to secure the TCS section in place, the barrel hose adapter straps mentioned earlier, Easy Fill, which is a high temperature sealant to be used around the hose adapter, and if airflow is to be split at any stage, Y connectors will be included, as well as the hoses mentioned earlier, and junction boxes and cable trays are provided for electrical connections for the TCS sections. Installation. A key point to consider during installation is the flow of cooling air. The cooling channels must be aligned to allow the air to flow. And the TCS sections and cooling rings must be installed without gaps to force the air to take the desired path over the proper length of the barrel. Installation instructions are provided. Step C1 is to carefully place, then secure the first cooling ring firm to the barrel using the straps applied. Then fasten the strap to a maximum of 10 inch-pounds. Then install the hose adapters as specified, snug in the port provided on the cooling ring. Note that if the bill of material calls for 2 hose adapters in a single zone, both adapters will be fastened using the same clamp. Then install the first TCS section. The heater should be pushed flush against the end of the cooling ring with no gaps. And install each subsequent system. Fitting the sections to minimize air leaks and align the cooling channels. Again, gaps around the barrel hose adapter should be filled using Easy Fill, which is applied to prevent air from shorting into this end of the zone, resulting in lower airflow. Note that Easy Fill is a very high temperature sealant and substitutes should not be used. Then, step C4 is to install the opposite end cooling ring flush against the heater. This cooling ring will allow air to enter and flow underneath the heater, as shown in C3. C5 is to connect the hoses to establish the path to the blowers, which completes the installation of the system. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please contact your TCS representative.